So you've got that ditch, right? That dream of getting off the beaten track and really exploring the Aussie outback. We're talking the Cape, the Kimberley, all of it. Well, today we're going to be your guide to finding the perfect off-road vehicle to turn that dream into a dusty, muddy, incredible reality.
In this quote, it just hits the nail on the head. At its heart, this is what it's all about. It's not just some weekend hobby. For a lot of us, it's a way of life. It's about getting out there, connecting with nature, pushing yourself a little, and seeing parts of this amazing country that most people, honestly, will never get to see.
Okay, but here's the big question. With so many choices out there, utes, wagons, 4x4s of all shapes and sizes, how on earth do you pick the right one? It can feel a little overwhelming, for sure. But hey, don't sweat it. We're here to help you sort through it all and find the perfect machine for your adventure.
Right, let's dive in and break down what you really need to know. Together, we'll get you feeling confident about choosing your rig so you can get out there and start exploring.
And look, this isn't a small decision. The vehicle you pick can absolutely make or break your trip. It's the difference between an awesome, safe, fun journey and one that ends with you stuck in the mud, miles from anywhere, or worse, with some serious damage to your ride. So yeah, it pays to get this right.
So, where do we even begin? Well, we start with the absolute heart of any off-road vehicle, the drivetrain. This is the system that gets the power from your engine to the wheels, and it is, without a doubt, the single biggest factor in how capable your vehicle is when the tarmac ends.
Let's get this one sorted straight away. A proper four-wheel drive system, a 4WD, is your go-to for serious off-roading. It's built to give you maximum grip in deep mud, soft sand, or crawling over rocks. All-wheel drive, or AWD, is a bit different. It's smart. It sends power where it's needed for safety on wet or slippery roads, but it's just not designed for the punishment of true Aussie bush bashing.
So let's be super clear. For the kind of tough, varied terrain we have here in Australia, a proper four-wheel drive is the undisputed champ. It gives you the traction, the control, and the rugged durability you need to tackle those tough tracks with total confidence.
But wait, there's more. Even within 4WDs, you've got choices. Part-time is awesome because you drive around in two-wheel drive most of the time, which saves fuel, and you just flick a switch or a lever to engage 4WD when you hit the dirt. Full-time 4WD, on the other hand, powers all four wheels constantly. This is brilliant for those trips where you're on and off sealed roads, giving you steady, seamless traction no matter what's under your tires.
Okay, you've got the drivetrain sorted. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the other key features that turn a regular wagon or ute into an absolute trail beast. These are the things that really separate the contenders from the pretenders.
First up, ground clearance. It's pretty simple. This is the amount of space between the lowest point of your vehicle's belly and the ground. The more clearance you have, the easier you can drive over big rocks, deep ruts, and fallen branches without hearing that horrible, gut-wrenching scraping sound. It is your #1 defense against damage on a rough track.
Now, these things are a total game changer. Imagine one of your wheels is just spinning uselessly in the mud or hanging in the air. A differential lock, or a diff lock, basically forces both wheels on that axle to spin at the exact same speed. It's like your ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card when you're properly stuck. Think of skid plates as a suit of armor for the important, squishy bits under your vehicle. They protect things like your engine's oil pan, your gearbox, and your fuel tank from getting smashed by sharp rocks. They take the hits so your expensive mechanical parts don't have to.
You know that big plastic tube running up the side of a serious-looking 4WD? That's a snorkel, and its job is simple but absolutely critical. It moves the engine's air intake from under the bonnet up to roof height. This means you can cross rivers and deep water without your engine taking a big gulp of water, which, trust me, is a catastrophic and very, very expensive mistake.
All right, wheelbase. That's the distance between your front and back wheels. This makes a huge difference. A short wheelbase vehicle is super nimble, perfect for those tight, winding tracks you find in places like the Victorian high country. A long wheelbase, on the other hand, is much more stable at high speeds and gives a smoother ride, which is exactly what you want for those long highway stretches or cruising across wide-open desert tracks.
Now, what about under the bonnet? It often comes down to diesel versus petrol. Diesel engines are the kings of torque. That's that low-revving pulling power you need for towing a heavy caravan or just slowly crawling up a steep, rocky hill. Petrol engines tend to give you quicker acceleration and a zippier feel, which can be great fun on faster tracks or for shorter trips.
Okay, with all that technical stuff under our belts, let's get to the really fun part, picking a vehicle that actually fits you and the kind of adventures you're dreaming of. It's all about matching the machine to your mission. So here are a few of the heavy hitters on the Aussie market right now. You've got the Ford Everest, which is a fantastic all-rounder for the family. The Toyota Prado is a legend for a reason. It's comfortable, reliable, and incredibly capable. The Nissan Patrol Warrior, that's just pure V8 muscle. The Isuzu D-Max is a tough as nails, super reliable workhorse. And then you have the little Suzuki Jimmy, an absolute weapon on tight trails. Just don't plan on packing much.
So how do you narrow it down? Well, think about who you are. If you're just starting out, something easy to handle like a Jimny or a Prado is a great way to build your confidence. Got the whole family to pack in, you'll need the space and comfort of something like a Land Cruiser. And if your plans involve tackling the absolute toughest tracks this country can throw at you, well, then you're looking at a purpose-built beast like the Ineos Grenadier.
All right, choosing the vehicle is a huge first step. But now, we've got to make sure you're actually ready to hit the dirt. Because having the right gear and prep is just as important as the car you're sitting in.
Think of this as your pre-flight checklist. Before you go anywhere, give your vehicle a really good look over. Pack the essentials, and I mean especially recovery gear and more water than you think you'll need. Don't ever rely on your phone's reception for maps, have a proper GPS or offline maps downloaded. And finally, get a feel for some basic techniques before you find yourself in a really tricky spot.
And for anyone just starting out, here are 3 golden rules. 1. Start slow. Don't try to be a hero in your first trip. Pick some easy tracks and build up your skills and confidence. 2. Go with others. Joining a club or a group of mates is way safer, and you'll learn so much from watching experienced drivers. And 3. Seriously, think about taking a proper off-road course. The skills you learn there are absolutely priceless. And there you have it. With this knowledge, you're in a much better position to make a smart choice. The right vehicle, the right preparation, and the right attitude, that's your key to unlocking a world of incredible off-road adventures.
The vast, wild, and beautiful Australian landscape is out there, just waiting for you. The trail is calling, so the only question left is, where will your adventure begin?